Project Blue, a remix of F-Zero by Overshield. Folks, you know what that song means.
Uh,
Come around to it yet again.
Finally. Sorry about the delay.
It's alright. Technology has been, and always will be a mistake.
Yes.
We could have done
We taught the
much.
sand to think, and the sand fought back this time. It was Discord's fault tonight.
Well, I mean, okay, but you repeat yourself. Welcome, everybody. I'm MrBond.
And I'm Tormod.
Welcome to Insert Credits Round 126, and boy howdy does this apply now. Ain't that just the way?
Yeah.
That first bit was not a part of the title. The second bit was, though. Welcome, everybody. Ostensibly, this is a show about video games. We talk about video games here. We try to, at any rate. Split into three main segments. First, we talk about news, what's been going on around the world, legal stuff, new releases, that sort of thing. Usually pretty good, sometimes bad news. Most news kind of in the middle. Then we take a brief break and listen to some good tunes, usually stuff from Overclocked Remix. Excellent stuff. Then we talk about what we've been playing since last show, about a month in between shows. We got plenty of time to play things sometimes. Then we take another break and listen to some more tunes, and then at the very end, we do some design. Ad hoc, live, on air, or live recorded into your earballs, whatever. We do not prepare for this at all. We go to a site, letsmakeagame.net. It gives us a bunch of terms that we have to meet, and then we build a game around those terms.
It's true.
It is very true, and it's been going very well, I think, since its inception. So we'll see how it goes tonight. More rules to explain along that front when we get there. But for now, let's head into some housekeeping. Next show for round 127 will be in November 15th, it appears.
Sounds right.
Pretty much dead center of the month. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. And then around 128, December, the final month of the year, looks like, oh, right, this one we didn't even have to think about because it's the 13th of
always
December.
Have to go with Friday the 13th.
Yep, it is demanded by law, I think.
Very blessed be. And of course, the month of December. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Great time.
And then, I guess since we're going to be 3 out anyways, we can talk about the first show of 2025 in January. Looks like 17th is pretty close to the middle of the month.
True.
Good enough for government work, I'm going to say. So
yeah.
That'll be around 129. Oh my goodness, almost to 130.
We'll do an ad hoc birthday celebration.
Yeah, maybe. My bones don't turn to dust before then. Okay, That's 3 shows out. That's plenty of scheduling to be done because time is an illusion. Flat circle, pay it no mind, etc. That means we can get into some news. What's been going on around the world here? So Devolver Digital, indie publisher, got its name doing indie publishing, has now opened another publishing arm specifically for indie-developed games based on licensed IPs, which is very interesting. So the one I can think of, an indie game based on a licensed IP, most recently is the John Wick Hex game. I've never actually played it myself, but I remember there's big brouhaha about it. It's very well received, both critically and otherwise. I think that was published through Devolver. I hope I'm not misremembering that. But anyways, that's just an example of what they plan to publish through their new publishing arm then. Looking forward to it. Devolver Digital has always been a pretty good source of stuff. Like, I can't say really anything bad about them, which is good. And very rare nowadays sometimes, it seems. So, you take the victories that you can get. Unfortunate news now, though. However, it didn't have very much good news. I do have a little chaser later. I'll save that for the end, though, because want to get a nice goodness sandwich going on. Ryujinx, another well-known Switch emulator, has been shuttered. Closed down, terminated, if you will, after, and quote, contact by Nintendo, end quote. So, of course, we've gone over the tale of Yuzu, and then Suyu, and now Ryujinx, unfortunately, joining that pile. So, unfortunate, really. Kind of on the tail end of more unfortunate Nintendo-related news, I suppose. If you have an NES Classic or an SNES Classic, you are not getting official repairs for those anymore, because Nintendo has run out of parts, again, to repair those. So that joins the long list of other consoles they have run out of parts to repair. I believe we reported on them the past 2 shows, and now we can make it an even 3. Oh boy.
That's not even at all.
It is not. It is very much not.
But you tried.
I did.
You tried to make the joke.
Gave it the old college try, which I can say as I'm a college graduate. Steam, kind of a little bit of bad news about Steam, I suppose, but this isn't bad news so much as it is clarification of already bad news that we knew about. So in Steam's EULA, there was always the text that you are not really purchasing to own the titles that you buy. It's really just a license of a digital good. Now, Valve has put that front and center on the cart page, the store page, whatever, when you go to buy Steam games. So it's very clear. Now, if you don't click through to read the EULA like everybody agrees to do when you check that box, right? It's now just right there. So, unfortunate, to say the least, that that's the confirmation there, but I guess nothing has really changed. Just now that's a little bit clearer. All right. Slightly more Nintendo news here. So apparently the official Nintendo Museum in Japan
yes.
is using an SNES emulator on a PC to showcase SNES games. Very strange, considering Nintendo is against emulation in pretty much all its forms, as is evidenced by earlier news tonight, that they're using emulators themselves to show off their own games. Weird. Kind of strange that emulation is fine for them, apparently, but not fine for anybody else. Very curious.
I choose to believe that this is how Abused legacy lives on.
Yeah. That's a good choice, I think.
Why not?
But even so, and the reason it was discovered, actually, is really the funny bit about this. Somebody heard the Windows device disconnect noise when they unplugged the controller.
Oh.
Yep. That's what gave it away.
Yeah, that's a tell.
Yeah, the very well known, I think it was doo-ding, or what? So which one was that? Would have been like Windows 7?
XP?
Was that XP? Okay, all right.
I mean, I think it's XP.
That you're probably right.
Also 7, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But even so, very telltale sign. Like you would be able to identify it if you heard it. Like no question, that is absolutely a PC. So, Nintendo, huh? Couldn't have scraped together enough of your own darn consoles? Even like an SNES Classic or something. Yeah, right, sure. Everybody believes that. All right, and now the final piece of the good, bad, good sandwich here. A teenage streamer has rolled over the NES Tetris level counter for the first time ever done by human players. Now, there is a big caveat to this that... he used a modded ROM. Again, ROM's not great, but hey, whatever, we're not going to tell. A modded ROM to avoid the some of the glitchiness that could result in hard crashes as you get higher and higher and higher in level count and score count. So not a purely unmodified NES Tetris copy, but the fact that this is done by a human, dog playing Tetris is his handle, is amazing.
I love that.
It's incredible, yeah. So the level counter goes up to 255, and then it rolls back to 0, and then everything slows down back to level 0 speeds, and yada, yada, yada.
Game doesn't know any better.
Yep. Ended up finally proceeding after the level reset to a total of 4,216 lines and 29.4 million points. Ugh.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's too much. It's too much Tetris for me personally. Honestly, I'd be lucky to hit maybe level 19.
You can have that high score. I'm not gonna compete. You got it. It's fine. You won.
Yep. Congratulations, you beat Tetris. We'll see now if the gauntlet has been thrown down to others to try to carry this out and go even further.
No doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah, because people are just people are weird. Let's put it that. People are weird. They love to push envelopes, which is great. Like, that's human spirit right there. But my goodness, using NES Tetris to do it does not sound very good for my aged hands. So do whatever you need to do, I guess. But please don't hurt yourselves when you're doing this. Oh, goodness. All right, that's what I got for news. So what else has been going on here?
Oh boy. Well, so as I wrote verbatim here, quote, on the note of Nintendo going after more Switch emulator developers,
Mm-hmm.
the recent huge Game Freak leak, which happened within the last week, I think it was, seems to have revealed that the format for Switch 2 games matches that of the original Switch console. So that kind of implies that the only difference is the encryption key, and that might be one primary reason why Nintendo has decided to finally go after all of these emulator developers, because they were like, wait a minute, fuck.
Right. Yeah, okay. That
Yep.
tracks a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. So if they're using a common platform, yeah, there might be a good reason why they wouldn't want those common platforms to be very well researched and continue to be developed on by intrepid people who are very interested in reverse engineering off. There's a new console coming out that they very definitely want to sell lots of. So yeah. But my take on it, as I discussed last time, because we're finally getting to the point now where Nintendo's probably about to announce something. Maybe it's about that time at the holiday season and getting people hyped up for shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
We keep saying that year after year, but fine. You know what? All of this shit keeps leaking out. Like, we even have code names and stuff like that. Backwards compatibility really just kind of seems like it's all but confirmed. If you're going to have a similar platform, if your game format's the same, if everything else is basically compatible, then why would you not?
Right.
So
yeah.
I really hope that they do go that route, because I stuck with a Switch refresh model. So I mean, I resisted the siren's call of buying a Switch OLED, and I will probably buy whatever the new console is eventually, when discretionary funds become a thing again, eventually some year from now. But yeah, the Switch 2, it already has like major releases leaked, of course, by means of Game Freak, but other major things have already kind of like oopsie daisied their way out too. So I don't really want to go into, the hearsay on that, because everybody can read the internet. If you're interested, go read. But it really does feel like, with the culmination of all of these things, and especially with the immense trove of data coming out with Game Freak, because they are, of course, one of Nintendo's premier partners, something's happening soon. So we'll see. On the note of leaks, Apple, I don't know how it happened. I haven't done a lot of research. Apparently, their M4 platform was completely blown open. Hardware has somehow left the building and completely manufactured in box, retail ready. All of this shit's just gone, and it's somehow in the hands of people running auction sites in Russia. And it's been allegedly confirmed real hardware. The boxes are out there, the specs are there, the machines are open, it's out there. M4 MacBook Pros for sale in Russia on auction websites and whatnot. So
Oops.
Apple hasn't announced when that hardware is being announced yet, still somehow. But that's a pretty big one. So yeah. I imagine they're trying to figure out, like, oops, now what? Because they can't really pull the whole one more thing, because they got one up pretty hard on that one. I don't know if that's ever actually happened to Apple before. Like,
certainly
we've seen, like,
really blows that whoever left that iPhone at the bar that one time out of the water.
Yeah, because like we've seen like the really potato cam factory photos and whatnot, and like the dubious quality and authenticity things that come out for like iPads and whatever random accessories and things over the years. And like, sure, fine, whatever. But I mean, this is like pallets of laptops in retail packaging with specs and part numbers and retail ready operating systems, and it's not test hardware, it's retail hardware. It's ready to go. Okay. Yeah. So I've never seen that from Apple before, so I don't know how it happened, but it's out there and allegedly it's real. So that, yeah, cool, whatever. I don't have any other leak news, fortunately, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, it's always really interesting to like kind of like peer behind the veil, but that seems like more than a peek. That's just the like get fucked.
Yeah, that
I
approach is a big problem.
yeah,
Honestly.
like I don't yeah. Teaser cool. Having the entire thing blown completely open, I don't know if I like that. But I'll move on from that because I have conflicting emotions. Um so speaking of things with conflicting emotions, as I know Vlad will pipe up if he is around, Halo Studios, after all these years and all of these games, is moving away from the venerable Slipspace game engine to Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, it feels weird.
I guess it was
It's a sign of the
probably
times.
inevitable, honestly, with the number of
Yeah.
other large game studios kind of foregoing their in-house developed engines for something more common, I guess.
Yeah.
What would have made me more upset about this is if they had selected Unity. So,
Okay.
honestly, Unreal
Yeah.
Engine 5, sure, okay, fine, go for it, guys.
Yeah. If it had been Unity, I would have just been like, wow,
That would like, woof, great, good cell
you really
phone.
just jumped the shark on everything now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Phil. Yike. Um, yeah. But, speaking of companies making the decision to either stay with the things that they've, kind of iterated on from the beginnings of their major franchises or going with common engines. Bethesda, they made it known they're sticking with their formula. They're keeping their engine because it's so finely tuned for the RPGs that they want to make. They're keeping their shit.
Oh, okay.
They wanted to make that known after the Halo announcement specifically. So
Oh,
the Elder Scrolls 6 will still be
okay.
with their in-house engine, and I really hope that means
Finely
like
tuned
Kenny
horses.
just said, and I'm going to allow that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Much like Kenny just said.
Yep.
I fully expect horse gymnastics. Let's go.
Yeah.
Whenever Tez 6 actually releases, who knows what decade that might be. I don't know, Todd Howard, come after me. I don't give a shit.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah. I almost made a I almost made a segue into the next news item that I have, but I realized like after briefly auditioning that in my head that it would come off as being threatening, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Especially in regard to SAG-AFTRA. So
yeah, don't do that then.
Yeah. Yeah. So SAG-AFTRA is allegedly resuming negotiations with video game companies on the 23rd. So it's 5 days from now. But it's kind of unclear as if that's actually still the plan. That news was released 3 days ago, but on the 16th, so 2 days ago, they started striking at Warner Brothers. So I don't know if that's necessarily still the case. So at least on the SAG-AFTRA website, they still have the news release posted that they're going to continue talks on the 23rd. But they didn't have the news that they were continuing the stuff that they started with Warner Brothers on the 16th. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So that might not be a thing. But I thought it was notable considering, of course, we've been talking about unionizing and striking and haters, and of course video games being the the cream of what we talk about. So I of course wish them the best. So, yeah. Google didn't fare as well as Apple did here. Google versus Epic. Still in the news. This time, a judge has ruled that Google must open Android to third-party stores, bar none.
Very interesting.
This differs from the ruling for Apple with the App Store. And there was a particular reason that I completely just blanked on. It has to do with some obscure thing with the Play Store. And I can't remember the detail. Damn it. I should have written it down. But there was one thing that the lawyers just kind of hinged on, and it was enough to be a gotcha. So Google has to open up to other app stores beyond just the Amazon App Store, I guess, because that's been a thing, which is kind of trash. But Google Play.
Various manufacturer app stores too, right? Didn't Samsung have one for a bit?
Was that Samsung Dex, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar, but I thought it was it Samsung then?
I'm gonna look that up because I know Samsung Dex was a thing. I just don't know what it was.
Yeah,
Samsung
would have been one. Yeah.
Well, actually, let's see here. Apps and services. Maybe that was the thing that allowed you to dock it and have it be a desktop. Okay, maybe that was that. Okay. Anyhow, brain turned off. That's fine. Don't need brain anymore. Honestly, though, big companies having litigation thrown against them so they stop monopolizing is, yeah, sure, fuck it. Thumbs up. I don't care. At this point, do the same thing to Apple. I don't care. Do it to Microsoft. Microsoft is way too fucking huge right now. So fuck. I don't care. Just everything's bad. Make it bad. Make it less bad. Just fuck.
Please reduce the fuck out of this harm.
Seriously, I keep going into game news, specifically looking in the direction of Microsoft and going, oh no, which studios are getting axed this month? And
yeah,
looking again at more layoffs with Bethesda because why not? Because that's apparently a thing that happened too. Just it's so commonplace now that it just I read about it and it doesn't stick in my head as news. And it's so shitty.
Yeah, that's the real unfortunate bit about it, though, isn't it? Because we've covered several of those for the past several months, in fact, and then it's just now what's next, right? What's next?
Oh,
it's the
shit!
Fucking worst feeling to have, really.
You just reminded me of something.
Uh-oh. Hopefully it's good.
No, it's another studio closing.
Damn it.
Yeah, and I don't remember when it was. I really got to look this up real quick, and it's super relevant because one of my friends who's in Seattle, who is a game developer, lost his job.
Oh, damn it.
And I know the studio. Yeah, he previously worked on Call of Duty Vanguard, Halo Infinite. Shit. He had the name of his former studio in a recent post, and I'm trying to find it because it's relevant and I want to share it because we want to shame things. At it. It was in my personal notes, and I totally forgot to put it in my actual show notes 3 weeks ago when this happened. I followed somebody else from that studio, and they still have it posted on their profile, so I'm gonna look real quick.
Treyarch?
Oh, he removed it. Damn it. At Linden Lab. Midwinter Games. That's who
Midwinter.
It was.
Okay, yeah, that does sound familiar now.
Yeah, so Midwinter just... Sorry, we're done. Bye. Laid everybody off. No notice.
Great. Awesome. Love it.
Let me see if I can pull up a news release on it.
Yeah, Behavior Interactive confirms that it shut down. Oh, Midwinter Entertainment? Is that different or is that the same one?
That's probably it.
That looks like it is, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that happened about a month ago. Yep.
Hate it.
Project T. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly who it was. Okay. So yeah, that happened right after last month's show. So yep, totally forgot about that until I was getting fired up about Microsoft being shitty because that's what they do, and Bethesda being shitty because it's fucking Bethesda.
That's what they do also.
A
lot of competition in the doing shitty things department.
Stop giving people money. All right. I will end with nicer things.
Good. The good bad good sandwich again.
I've
Another
really
layer.
been trying to follow the formula. All right. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender. They're giving it another try, this time in the form of a game. It is getting a AAA RPG with Saber Interactive and Paramount Game Studios. And from what I've read, people are actually hyped for this because Saber has done a lot of really cool games.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. People are like, my pie in the sky dream is that you can like have your own customized Aang or avatar and like go about the world in specific ways and like not have to follow the actual plot line of the story.
I see.
And maybe have your own kind of alternate universe thing. And that would be kind of neat, but I doubt it's going to be like that. But if it's a AAA RPG, that might be open world. Who knows? So
was it the live action movie that people were all down on? Was that the big stinker? Okay, that's what I was trying to recall.
Yeah,
like, wait a
minute. That was a Netflix original, wasn't it?
That does sound correct.
Wait, no, there were two of them. Weren't there?
Was there two of them? Was there a
decade ago?
Okay, hold on a second.
And then there was the newer one that I still think that Netflix is trying to do.
Okay, there was one in 2010. I think that was
yeah. Okay.
That was the one I was thinking of, but that's a long time ago. But
well, I mean look this up again because I remember that one bombing. Yeah, because that was I remember actually like being in a physical movie theater and seeing something about it and people ranting at how terrible it was. But there's a new one coming out. Live action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, 5%.
Yeah, it's a TV series. Shit. And it's not rated too terribly on IMDb. Yeah. Okay, apparently it started airing or it will air.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix thing, February 22nd. I don't know if it's this coming February or the one before. Oh no, it already started this year. Okay. I haven't actually watched it. So it already started. But apparently it's still rated above a 7, so that is better than whatever movie they came up with.
Ye gods. I'm just looking at the stuff for the movie from 2010, and it won several awards for like worst ofs. So
okay, thank you. I was gonna say like
yeah, no, it didn't get any of the actual positive awards that you want.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say then the world had a collective schism about it afterward.
My goodness.
Sure.
Some of these are very funny. Let me read through a couple of these.
Sure.
Worst picture, worst director, worst screenplay, worst supporting actor, worst eye gouging misuse of 3D. That one gave me a giggle. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not the greatest.
No. they got very descriptive with that one, and I like that.
They sure did. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm happy to see that people like whatever this new rendition is better. Not enough where people have been like raving about it on the internet, saying, "Oh my god, go watch it right now," because apparently I didn't even know that it already came out.
Right.
You know, that's a thing. Because I was quite a big fan of watching the animated show. We did that during COVID, and I loved it. And we still need to go and finish Korra because I loved that too.
I guess
distinctly different tone to that show, but very good.
As long as it's trending in a positive direction, like that's the best you can hope for, right? I mean, granted,
Yeah,
subterranean bar from before, but come on, like at least it's getting better. Um, but yeah,
allegedly.
hey, well, as long as people are happy with it, whatever.
Right? I mean, like, the world's in a very different place now as it was in 2010. To be fair,
naturally, of
it
course.
might fare better now these days.
Time will do that sometimes, as will other things. Yeah, I don't know. I guess since 2010 happened, I don't know. I've definitely cooled down a bit on being like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is awful. People should or shouldn't see this or whatever." Because just like if you like it, whatever, just go with it, even if it's bad, objectively or otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, actually kind of on that note, and I won't tangent too much on this, but I've definitely in the last couple of years been more subscribed to the not gonna yuck your yum kind of philosophy, because you know what? If you like something that I don't and it otherwise has no bearing on my life, fuck it. I don't care. Like your stupid shitty porn novels or
Right?
your terrible games that we make in the ad hoc design section. I don't care. It's fine. Just whatever. It's fine. I had to drag that up because
Hey, you better. Because Gun God 6 is coming up tonight, probably.
you just willed it into existence.
I mean, hey,
so,
look, if other people can will things into existence, I figure we've got a shot, right?
I respect that. I look forward to it. I submit to that will. It's fine. Everything's great. Okay, one last thing that I'm actually super excited for, because not gonna lie, like this was probably my favorite speedrun of the last Super Stigma. Was it the first? It was maybe the first.
I think it was the first, yeah.
Yeah. This was my favorite speedrun that whole marathon. It was me chilling with Light by myself. Everybody else went home because it was super late, and it was just a vibe. I had a real good time hosting and doing commentary and just being there. Alien Isolation 2 has been confirmed by developer Creative Assembly as being in early development. I'm actually thrilled for this. Related, a friend of mine that I met at an event this summer has recently been doing a series with an unofficial VR mod for the original Alien Isolation and screaming in terror a whole lot. And it's been really, really, really entertaining. It's definitely not a speed run, but Alien Isolation is just a very, very fun game to watch people play, both as a speed run because it's got two very, very different categories of like which mode you play on, like easy or hard, I think. And the casual players who are fucking terrified constantly, and I'm just like,
screaming in terror is a very strong draw for people watching, I have observed.
It's so good. I'm not going to do it myself. I will delight in them doing it for me. It's so great. Yeah. I'm thrilled. Honestly though, like Hope is coming back. Literally. Haha, Hope. What a great name for this thing that's fucking terrifying. Thumbs up again. Alien Isolation 2 though. Early development, there's no timeline whatsoever. They say they're going to take their time on it. They're going to make a good game. They're not going to stress.
Good.
Absolutely the right way to go about it. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck your people up. Just do what you need to do. I like that. That's good. Good philosophy. Don't burn your people out. I like that. So, I needed to end on something that I was just personally very happy for, and I'm glad I did because there's a lot of stupid shit going on right now, and I'm very nervous.
There sure is. But that's okay, because it's time for music, right? It's time to listen to some cool-ass shit. and continue with our ostensible discussion about video games.
Yeah, and not existential dread.
Yes.
Right. Cool. I love that. All right. Toonskis Part 1. Let's start with Guided to the Infinite by Michael Hudak from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, going into Chozo Dynamic by the Voodoo Queen, CNDR, Gamer of the Winds, TS Ori, and Zach Parrish from Metroid Prime and Super Metroid, ending with a Little Help from My Friends by the Man PF, Nico Vargas, Shinobi Syntax, and Zach Chapman from Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
each other in battle. We shine that bright.
I ain't got no time to be wasting with snakes past the controller. I see them dashing while riding the wave. We off the hook, but stay connected like links in a chain. I'ma just blast them away like I've been charging my A. You bringing heat while I'm ready with Terry. Grabbing machete, we sending sheep in wolf's clothing to cemeteries. Meet up with Palatina and tell her you met me. Should've retired already like I was battling Reggie. Yeah.
Ready, go!
We always got something left. You double in your team and it'll lead to a
Sudden death.
My final fantasy is I'm set to rock. My team roster longer than the sword on Sephiroth. Cause whenever I'm struggling, my homies stay up with me. I get to the stage when knocked down, my team's my recovery. Ain't no L's in our name, we are the master and craze. We meeting up, then it's we are the mains, yeah.
Listen, my friend.
Struggling, my homies stay up with me, stay up with me.
Listen, my friend.
To the stage when knocked down, my team's my recovery.
Hear the sounds that light our passions of flame. Bring to life some memories of persistence. Linked together by the feelings we share. Reaching farther with a little help from my friends.
While battling all of my demons, they got my back when I need it. I couldn't rap like a phoenix if I was back on the bleachers. I send this straight to the ether, to all the homies I needed. I'm really hoping you see this, you made and gave me a reason. Through trials and tribulations, with miles I walk the pavement. I'm finally out the matrix, we're final like destination. When I'm stuck in a pit of despair, searching for answers, I always find myself hoping you're there. Yeah,
Listen, my friend.
finally out the matrix, we're final like destination.
Listen, my friend.
I always find myself hoping you're there, hoping you're there.
Hear the sounds that light our passions of flame. Bring to life the memories of precious days. Linked together by the feelings we share. Soaring higher with a little help from my friends by my side.
They are all here with me. Some of them heroes to me. Some of them once my enemies. Thank you, my friend.
All of us find our destinies. Thank you for all the memories.
Thank you, my friend.
I'm not alone, cause everyone's here, everyone's here.
Hear the sounds that light our passions of flame. Bring to life the memories of precious days. Linked together by the feelings we share. Shining brighter with the help of my dearest friend. Shining brighter with the help of my dearest friend.
All right, with the never-ending march of time, despite its illusory nature, surely we've had time to play some games since last time, right? Right?
I've watched people play games.
All right, okay, that's a step. That's a step in the
Yeah.
right direction.
I played Microsoft a whole lot.
Oh no, that's kind of not a good game.
Well, it is when
Objectively.
I found ways to not give them money. So
Okay,
there's that.
that's great. Set your own goals. Make your own chivos. Yeah, do that stuff. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I'll briefly go into some of the fun stuff that I've been doing coding wise. So I recently learned that there is a SKU of Windows 10 and 11 called IoT Enterprise Long-Term Servicing Channel. So it's the Internet of Things channel, basically.
Yeah.
But the fun thing about these particular builds of Windows 10 and 11, when they're released, much like feature releases for normal Windows 10 and 11, they happen, at particular times. But when these releases happen, they're guaranteed 10 years of updates. 10 years.
Okay.
So Windows 10 22H2 gets to end of support for enterprise customers and home customers in October of next year. The IoT version is supported through January of 2032. So I've done some experimenting. And I have come up with a way to create media for that version of Windows 10 and restore the features that it lacks, like the ability to use the Microsoft Store, the ability to use Winget, things like that. It's really nice. It does not require a TPM. It does not require secure boot. It's meant for devices that you don't typically have, or you wouldn't necessarily have constant physical access to. So things like signage machines or things that you might not be able to reboot often, like factory hardware, things like that. So I have been coming up with creative ways to manipulate the operating system into restoring the feature set that I need to be able to install apps from the Microsoft Store, manage the operating system with an MDM like Intune, install and play Minecraft, things like that, while having it otherwise be almost devoid of every other bloatware feature that's a part of the operating system, including most of the apps that come with Windows these days. It's delightful. So I've come up with some great things that totally are very legitimate and can utilize these SKUs for Windows 10. And apparently there is a release recently as want to be for also Windows 11. So with the release of Windows 11 24H2, there is a long-term servicing channel release for that as well, that I haven't gotten too far into with my testing, but it allegedly can be manipulated similarly. So I'm going to be doing that next. So over the last month, I have come up with ways to basically, I have a list of here are all of these packages that are in Windows 10 and 11 that are the features that I need. And I found a way to query an API via Microsoft for, hey, how do I get the latest files directly from the store and all of their dependencies? Thanks. And then I sideload them. And if you sideload it into the installation media before you install it, it doesn't know any better. So, yeah. I've been having some fun. Yeah. So I loaded that onto a laptop, and it's kind of freaky how fast it is. I know Windows 10 is going to be faster than Windows 11 by nature of it being a little older, but holy fuck. It's kind of uncanny how zippy the operating system is when it doesn't have a bunch of shit running in the background. It's great. I love that. And of course, it'll receive security updates until January of 2032. So that's kind of great. So I'm really curious what Windows 11 looks like when it has been de-Microsofted, basically. So yeah, I've been working on things like that. I also, as of about 2 to 3 hours ago, started putting things together in my office finally, so I can do the show tonight. And that's kind of neat. So yeah,
That's fun. That's good. That sounds like you've had fun, which is,
yeah.
really the important bit.
I'm not used to the width of things, the curve of these displays. It's going to fall on me any second of that top display. The the immensity of it. It's kind of weird. So yeah, this is all very new to me. It's kind of fun. I like this. It's different. Definitely threw together camera and audio kind of haphazardly tonight. So I'm glad it's kind of working out now that Discord's not being a bitch.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, I've been mostly focusing on tech and existential dread. So, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
watching you play Cobalt Core.
oh, spoilers. But yes, that's good. I guess not so much the existential dread part. I mean, that can please go back into the background forever and never show its face again. But yeah, so standard month has really passed for me. At the end of last show, or rather at last show, I had just finished up with Bo Path of the Teal Lotus, which is an excellent game. It's on sale right now, in fact, on Steam. So if you haven't played it, please go buy and play it. It's a great game. Also, the OST is on Bandcamp for the composer, so go grab that. It's excellent. Please to listen because it's great. But after finishing up Bo Path of Teal Lotus, I did in fact pick up and start playing Cobalt Core. And as it turns out, I am still playing it, at least for the next week. Because when I got to the first point of saying, maybe we start something else next time, it's just like, nah, we'll give it another fair shake. It's just like, oh, still making progress in it, still unlocking stuff and doing the needful. The first plateau I kind of reached was really getting stomped in hardest mode for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs in a row. It's just like, oh my god, okay, well, all right, we'll give it another go. We finally put together a almost purely offensive build and steamrolled the thing. So fuck you, hardest mode. Eat shit. I'm never going back to you again. But we made the progress, so that's good. We won, and now we're back to just playing on merely hard to finish up the rest of it. Got all the ships unlocked except for one. That one is waiting for now. I think 4 more clears before we get it. Which should be good, and we're still missing one mystery person, which I don't know the unlock conditions for. I have a good guess on what it's going to be, but that's probably a more long-term play for that one. But yeah, it's fun. We've been meeting tons of zany characters, and telling Dizzy not to touch crystals, and taking a gun away from Briggs, and doing all the needful stuff that we need to do. It's a very fun game, so thank you again for that recommendation, Tormod. It's been a joy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't catch the last stream that you did. So I am most caught up with when you just unlocked the Gemini.
Okay. Well,
So
then
did you?
you will see that
Did
in
you play with
use
that?
in the previous stream. Yes.
Okay. So without going into spoilers, what was your take on it?
I really like it. I do like it a lot.
Cool.
It adds.
I kind of figured you would.
It adds a dimension of depth. Perhaps if I'm not feeling the best in a night, it would not be a good choice for me. Because it does have a lot of thinking to it in terms of what's a good sequence of things to do and how. But I think I like it more than the Jupiter, probably.
Okay.
Although Jupiter with Isaac is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I definitely like
The
all of
Jupiter's
them.
great.
I like all of them better than the basic bitch Artemis, honestly, because that one's just got the one cannon. It's just like, I can't really do much with that.
Did you get the artifact for the Artemis though?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember what it is.
Because that's what makes it real fun.
Oh,
okay. There's a ship-specific artifact that can make the Artemis really interesting.
Okay. Well, maybe I haven't seen it in the few runs that I did with it at the very start, which I guess is possible.
I won't spoil that.
All right, very good. I will go revisit the Artemis at some point then, just for grins.
Cool.
Besides Cobalt
It
Core,
looked like you really liked the Tide Runner a whole lot.
I haven't used the Tide Runner yet. That's the last one I have not
or
unlocked.
maybe I'm misremembering that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the
What
one which
was I
is
not thinking of?
gated behind the 10 winds that I do not have yet. So
Oh, that was the Jupiter. Whoops, my bad.
yeah,
Hi.
Jupiter was fun. Once you get over the fact that you can't do anything directly yourself, it's fun.
Gotcha.
Which is why Isaac was a good choice for that one. But
Yep.
yeah. Besides Cobalt Core for normal streams, SBC side of things, our new shmup for month of October is Dog Yoon, which, according to my research, is the onomatopoeia in Japanese for bang. So that's fun. It's a pretty standard shmup. There's a plateau at about stage 3 or so, which it becomes very angry at you and does not want you to be on the machine anymore, so it wrecks your day. Go figure. We've still got the quarterly running from September through November for Devil Blade Reboot. Extremely fun, modernish game. Available on Steam. It was released in, I think it was this year at some point. Very cool. And then our other quarterly, which just started up for October, is Dodonpachi Daiojo Black Label. This is one we had done the first time about 5-ish years ago. So long in the tooth in terms of SBC. But now we're revisiting, and it turns out I completely forgot how to play. So, that's how that goes. Outside of streaming... Oh, wait. Sunday Long Play. Back to Dead Cells for a bit. There was a recent content pack release for it. One of the... I think what they claim was one of the last content releases for it. That plays around with the curse mechanic a little bit. And as I am one to get cursed a whole bunch, essentially one-hit Oko. If you are cursed and you get hit, then you're dead, and the run's over. So that's how I play anyways. So it's not really any different for me. But it is fun. It adds a few new weapons, a few new game modifiers, new cosmetics, which I'm never going to be able to unlock because I die all the time. But it's still a very fun game in general. Dead Cells is incredible. So if you haven't played it, please go play it. It can be very difficult. You can also play it where it's not so difficult. So, just you do you and have fun with it, really. Has been the theme tonight. You do you, right? Outside of streaming, I'm still playing a lot of Balatro as well. That is a game that will absorb any sort of free time you throw at it, so be careful. But it's very fun. It's very fun. It's a roguelike poker. Roguelike poker, essentially. I think I discussed that a little bit last time as well. And then besides that, one other title on the list here, Whisker Squadron Survivor. Still in early access, but still pretty fun. It's it's not really a Survivors-like, as I think the subtitle might imply. It's really more of a roguelike Star Fox on-rails shooter type thing, which is fun. You don't really realize how much you miss kind of the Star Fox formula until you play a game that uses it a little bit, because we haven't seen a good one of those in a damn long time. So why not? Why not you play a different game that kind of apes it a bit? It's still very fun. A few other
things. Is this an opportunity for me to kind of suggest that you watch a web series about Star Fox that you may not be familiar with?
Oh, which one? Because I may be familiar with it.
A Fox in Space?
I have, yes, I have.
It's so good.
It is very excellent.
I was just alerted to it maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it's just so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have been keeping tabs on it. So yes, I have seen it. It's excellent. It's very much just 100%, I think, both you and me, the type of comedy and shit that we enjoy. So
James McLeod, though, just so good. All right, yeah, we're in agreement. All right, I like that.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because speaking of web series based on video games, there is one that is based on Dead Cells 2 that I just found out about.
Really?
Yeah. there's the French language version in its native language that's already out there, a full 10 episodes. They also just released the English dub of episode 1, all for free. It's all on the YouTube channel for this. I'm gonna have to look up what it's called really quick
Okay.
because, all right, it's not gonna win any Emmys rather. But it's definitely like the exact amount of mix of effort and kind of shitpost that you want in a game-based miniseries, web series type thing. Let's see. Dead Cells: Immortalis. Go look it up. Go watch it. It's fantastic. It's great.
Yep.
I've already binged the entirety of it, so it's like 10 to 15 to 20 minute episodes, so it's not that terribly long. Oh,
They have episode 2 dubbed.
Yeah,
it came out 4 days ago.
Oh, they didn't put it on the Steam page yet. All right, cool. I'm gonna grab that tonight, probably. I watched through all the English subbed French language voice stuff. It was still pretty funny.
Yep, that sounds kind of my
So
I
yeah,
could use some good content.
do that. If you haven't actually played the game, it might be less valuable to you, but honestly, it's probably good enough for its own separate watch.
I mean, I've seen things.
Mhm.
I've seen some gameplay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, then you'll probably enjoy it for sure. So Dead Cells Immortalis. Go grab it, go watch it. It's fucking great. Let more protagonists swear is what I will say, because that just makes it even better. All right. I think that's all I've been playing and otherwise enjoying content-wise. Are we up to Toonskis Part 2 here?
I think so.
We are. Great. So let's get it started with a remix from Pokemon Pinball entitled Pocket Arcade by Trait, followed by a remix from Flowstone Saga entitled Ruins of the Future by Prophetic Music, and then finishing off with a remix from Streets of Rage entitled Hydraulic Beat by Gravity Gauntlet. Okay, is our will strong enough to get Gun Gods number 7 on the table here?
Hell yeah.
I hope so. So we've come up to ad hoc design here. Let's make a game.net. Several conditions we don't have to meet, but by principle, we try to meet whilst we ad hoc design our game here. We have yet to fail. That's great. Past performance hopefully dictating future success here.
As always.
As always. So what do we have? What are we looking to satisfy here? What's our main categories that we have to deal with?
All right. So each time we do this, we have to deal with either one or two each of genre, rule, setting, and theme. And how we do that is on page load, we have an example show up that we talk about that I'm going to talk about right now. So the example that loaded here, we have two genres and one each of rule, setting, and theme. We have the genre of rhythm and the genre of top-down shooter. That already sounds badass. The rule is everything has a cost. The setting is post-apocalypse and the theme is murder mystery. That sounds like a badass fucking game.
Damn it, we can't use
do
it.
because it happened on page load. That's a rule. So how this works, we can't use the page load because that's what we use to explain what we're doing. So we can have up to 3 rolls of the page. And by rolls, of course, I mean by clicking the refresh button. So click that refresh button. That is our first roll. Should we choose to go with that roll, we make that game and we're done with it. We very rarely go with the first time. If we decide that we want to chance it and go with roll number 2, we click that refresh button, but we cannot go back to the first roll. We have to either go with roll number 2 or we can continue to the third. Of course, then we can't go back to rolls 2 or 1, and we also cannot roll again. We are stuck with the third. We have done that to ourselves many times. Sometimes because we think it's hilarious, other times because we've really been dealt some shit. So yeah, we'll see if we end up making yet another, I don't know, porn game again.
Yet
We joke about
another?
it every time.
We've only
but,
done like 2, maybe. I don't know.
maybe, yeah, I don't know. We joke about it every time.
We do.
It's happened. It could happen again.
It could.
We could make Gun Gods 6, 9.
Nice.
Nice. But did I miss anything?
No, that sounds as good a summary as any we've ever done. So
All right.
make
You ready
that
to go?
roll. Let's do this.
All right. Refresh button hit. 1 each. You ready to go?
Yep.
Our genre is Metroidvania.
Okay.
Our rule is expanding world.
All right.
Our setting is cyberpunk.
All right.
And our theme is survival.
I don't know. Like that's a very generic sandwich we got going on. Expanding world and
Yeah.
cyberpunk seem fine. Metroidvania is kind of like, all right, it's been done. Survival, like, all right, what? It's very vague.
It feels like Super Metroid to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Except you're not stuck on a ship. Your ship is growing.
Yeah, more or less. Like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this one very well.
No.
Hence why we don't do
Cool.
many of the first rolls. I mean, sometimes we get dealt something like this, and it's just like, okay, that's kind of boring.
It's been done.
Mhm,
All right,
mhm.
yeah. We go to roll number 2 as we are wont to do.
Roll 2.
All right, 1 each again. The genre, survival.
Gosh sakes, really? Okay.
We went from theme to genre for that word. The rule is limited visibility.
All right. Okay.
I like that. The setting is steampunk.
Oh.
Fog of War is steam in this case.
Right. All right. Yeah. Fair,
And
fair,
the
fair.
theme is man against the world.
Huh. All right. So PVE. I'm into that.
So immediately I'm just like, Luftrausers.
It's pretty close. Pretty damn close. What's the first bit? What was survival in this case? Is that the genre?
It was the genre, yeah.
What the f does that mean?
I'm
All
not
right.
really sure how to like turn that into a genre
Yeah. Well, I mean,
outside of like running out a clock, I guess.
you think about like survival horror or whatever. I guess that could be considered a genre.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just literally survival.
Yeah. I mean, more or less. And what was the survival from Roll 1? That was the theme?
That was the theme. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not seeing much difference between those two as genre and theme, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Of this grouping here, limited visibility I like a lot. Like I love playing with limited information and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it enough though? Like the other three, I think there's not a bad one in this group, but it's I don't know. Like there's not a lot speaking to me with it either. So I don't know. What do you think? Like we could do something with this. We could also roll the dice on turn 3 yet again.
I'm pushing the button.
Okay, turn 3 it is. Oh no, I don't like that visual.
We made the right choice.
Okay, good. Like that could mean we made the
I
wrong
think this
choice.
Is the right choice. I think this is going to be hilarious.
Okay, all right. Well, we're stuck with it no
This
matter
is
what.
perhaps what you called. Except it's going to be funny as fuck.
Oh no. Oh yes, did we
Okay.
will into existence a gun gods? Oh, okay, I'm into this. All right.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so briefly, I'm going to bring up a news item that I chose to leave off because I find it to be hilariously connected to this.
Okay.
Goat Simulator Remastered has a trailer.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
With that in mind, there are 2 genres, one each of rule setting and theme. Are you ready?
Yeah. All right. Let's hear it.
The theme is tragedy.
Okay.
The
All right.
setting is high fantasy.
Oh. Okay.
The rule is randomly generated.
Okay. And the 2 genres.
High or low?
High.
Genre number 1 is God Game.
Okay.
Genre number 2, and arguably the best part of all of this, educational.
Oh no! Oh no! Famous Speaking teaches gun gods. Oh
Fuck yeah.
fuck! Oh dear.
So if you recall from Goat Simulator, there is the very over-the-top fake MMORPG mode.
Well,
Yeah, it definitely made me think of that.
yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So, oh boy, I love
Whew.
this. This is gonna be real good.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we've got the edutainment entry in the Gun Gods series. Very good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that it needs to be hilariously like definitely adult rated.
Like
Yeah.
we're skipping right past R and into AO here. Is that what we're doing?
I think like okay, clarify. I think having the educational like the air about it, like the intent behind it, the presence, the presentation of it be an education game,
Okay.
but with for instance, as an example, Kratos's willingness to blow the skull off of Zeus's body as an example of how to do things.
Okay.
Just kind of like, showing you how it's done.
Right.
And having it just be explicit.
I can see that working if we then can morph it maybe into an impromptu biology lesson too.
Or something.
Yeah, or something. Just to give it that real good educational bent.
How to deconstruct another god. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, we're gonna deconstruct us some gods.
Mechanically, usually.
Yeah.
With guns.
Yeah, probably. In a very tragic way, but also a very educational way.
In a high fantasy setting. As you do.
And it always has to be different every time.
So they have to be magic guns, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Godly magic guns.
Very overpowered. Divine, even, one might say.
Yes, yes. Divine. That's a great word. We should remember that word.
Okay, divine. I'm going to write that down immediately.
Or divinity of some kind, Just the div root. Good thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Divine weapons as one of our inventory items. There we go. Okay, so... deconstruct gods to teach the audience, I guess, or the player. Both. All.
So learning, actually.
Okay.
By means of divining the future.
Ooh.
Or divining knowledge. Yes.
Okay. So you divine additional ways to deconstruct future gods as you play this game. All right. Okay.
Yes. Perhaps the education comes by means of visions or things like that.
Wow, we're really gonna torture the hell out of this one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm like, how can we use Lady Gwendolyn from insert every high fantasy story from everything Middle Earth and Britain and whatever else, and make it really over the top and also very bloody. Yeah.
She could be the narrator. She could narrate this entire epic.
Yeah, and honestly, why not? Oh, and actually, divine intervention.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, perhaps you also learn, and you're protected from certain death by means of divine intervention, because certain doom is avoided by means of, here's what could happen if you don't do this. And it's just really over the top. And it shows you this future of you curse-bloating into a red mist or whatever the case is, and becoming meat paste or divine spam or whatever it is. I don't know. And shrug. I don't know. I think that would be hilarious. Everything about this is just hilarious. I'm just going off the wall now. It's great.
I mean, that could be one of the ways that you learn, right? Here's how you would eat shit. Make the other one eat shit like that instead. Yeah. Okay.
I like that. That's good.
All right. So, divine intervention from our narrator, Lady Gwendolyn, to avoid fail states, and also learn how to deconstruct other gods. Yeah. All right.
Honestly, the more I think about this, the more I start thinking about this from the point of view of what game am I thinking of? Hold up. I need to look something up.
Okay.
What am I thinking of? It's something we talked about in the past. I'm looking up some abandonware real quick
Okay.
because it's hilarious to me. Leisure Suit Larry. Okay.
Oh, dear.
So
okay.
not in the same vein as like that kind of thing, but okay. So you kind of got like the vibe of the Leisure Suit Larry game, sans the horny, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't fail. That's the kind of vibe I want for the game. It's an educational game. You can't fail. Social commentary. Anyway, so realistically, like anytime that something terrible would befall you, you instead are shown like, no, this is what would happen if that were to transpire. Instead, let's make it happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just becomes like 5 times that. And it's just this like hilariously over the top thing. And I really feel like that just kind of speaks to the series.
At this point, with title like number 12, yes, absolutely. Because when you got no more angles to hit, you swing for the absurd, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it.
And we need probably 3 subtitles.
Mm-hmm. At least. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get started on that right away. Gun Gods, colon. All right, cool. Boy, like some of these other aspects we don't even need to go into, really. Like players, one, sure, why not? Input method, don't really care. Graphic style might be important though. Like that could be real fun. Very explicit, right? That's what we were shooting for. Very explicitly gory.
I would say like gratuitous.
Gratuitous, yeah. Very explicit and gratuitous. That's not how you spell that word. Let's try it again. There, that's better. Close. Gratuitous. There we go. All right. Lots of vowels. Okay. Very explicit and gratuitous. When that comes up, I think of like Mortal Kombat 6 or whatever, where they do like the huge zoom ins on the X-rays and they show people's spines shattering and organs getting punctured. Honestly, that kind of turned me off of that game. It's just like, ugh, gross. But in a very absurd setting like this, I can see it fitting very well. Okay. Oh, audio style. Lots of Foley, I think, huh? Just really gushy and get up in there. Yeah,
Foley,
right.
Yeah, just generally speaking, like there's just not enough. Got to make it much more. Make it the majority of the sound.
Like too much Foley, really.
Gratuitous.
An excessive amount.
Excessively correct.
Okay. Very good. Point of view would be interesting. Like like I'm almost drawn to first person for this. And I'm kind of reaching towards super hot, honestly.
Okay.
Not as abstract, clearly, because we want this to be very explicit and gratuitous. But very much like, hey, get up in some grills, do a thing, do an action, and see the splatter, and or stop yourself from getting splattered and getting taught by Lady Gwendolyn to instead do the splatter onto others. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Although I think like the like, what am I thinking here? The bullet time stuff would be real good. would really lend itself to the title of the series.
Right? Yeah. Oh, that's very
Yeah.
good. You know what? That
Mhm.
might make it as a subtitle too.
I like that a lot.
We'll fill that in.
Yeah.
That'll be
Mhm.
one of them. Okay. All right. Bullet time to review. To to review, to anticipate, to yeah, whatever. I don't know where I was going with that one really. Just put bullet time. We know what that means. Okay, I mean, granted that this is an educational game, do we even need a hook? Can we find like a really absurd hook, like a really funny hook? Like, where does this lie in the Gun Gods timeline? Is this at the very end where like all the gods have gotten bored because they've done it all? They're like, hey, I know what would make something exciting. Let's learn and teach each other about deconstructing everyone.
Well, I was thinking that this could be, like new hire training,
Oh,
except new god training,
okay.
perhaps.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
New gods training.
Onboarding. Oh God.
There we go. That's better.
Okay, that was unintentional, but much more fun than e-learnings, I think.
Very much. I think if they
Yeah.
made e-learnings for this stuff, I'd be invested. I wouldn't just click through to the dumbass quiz they make you do. I would watch the shit out of this. Okay, cool. That covers pretty much everything. Now we're up to the title. We've got one subtitle, Bullet Time. That's a good one. That's a keeper, I think. Let's get at least two more, maybe even a third.
We should name drop Gwendolyn in there somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. How about let's to ape Mavis Beacon even more. Lady Gwendolyn teaches.
Yes.
Yes. Gwendolyn teaches. Is it Lady Gwendolyn teaches bullet time, or are we gonna have Lady Gwendolyn teaches another subtitle : bullet time?
I think the second. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What is she going to teach?
Yeah. Lady Gwendolyn teaches.
I don't know about this, but I started thinking about teaches gun godliness.
Okay.
Something like that would be kind of funny. Lady Gwendolyn presents a primer in gun godliness. No. Oh, but primer does make sense. Oh, that's a good pun.
That is great. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I didn't even think about that until I said it.
Okay,
It's
all
great.
right. Gun Gods, Lady Gwendolyn teaches, primer in, primer, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Do we want to do that directly to bullet time or leave it as another?
I mean, it could just be Gun Gods blank, Lady Gwendolyn's bullet time primer.
Ooh. Let me look up one of our previous ones. Did we always have
Sure.
Gun Gods as the primary title and then slather on those subtitles like a Kingdom Hearts game?
I mean, that was the original
that was the
kinda
goof, right?
inspiration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if Gun Gods was a subtitle. I'm pretty sure Gun Gods was a subtitle initially. I think.
I think the very first one, yeah, it was a subtitle. Let's see if the search function actually does something here. All right. Wow, we did one in 121. That was the recent one. Oh, geez. That's incredible.
It just worked.
It did. Oh, right. It was Gods with Guns. Gods with Guns, because Gun Gods was the Vlambeer title. That's right.
Was the what?
Vlambeer. It was the little Wolfenstein-ish title that Vlambeer did. I forgot. That's right. We gotta make it gods with guns.
That's
course.
fine. It's
That
fine.
that is our thing now too. So gods with guns. Of course, Z's for everything. All right. What was the other
You do.
titles? 112 was the next most recent. So sorry, 121 was Gods with Guns, Guns for Hire, Every God for their gun, Gods Before Country, Forewarning.
All right, so it was
Oh my
definitely
God.
patriotism. Got it.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh no, it wasn't. It was military. It was military. It was
Oh,
how that
okay.
one
Well, fair.
stood
fair,
out.
Fair. Okay.
But okay, so 112 was Gods with Guns, the begunning, the gun that shot me, which is great. I love that one so much. Before that would have been round 87. My goodness. Okay, so not a lot of time between these.
The
Okay,
people want what they want.
right? We want what we want.
I mean, well, we are the people. you
Right.
know.
We're all somebody's people. So round 87 was Dueling Deities, Bloody Hell featuring Gods with Guns, part 3.5, Gods Gone Wild. Oh
Yep.
no, that's great.
That
Okay.
sounds right.
And then our very first was back in round 37. Oh, it's back when we were doing the light themed on our documents. Gross. Oh, and this one was just no subtitles. World of Gun Gods. Ooh.
Oh shit! I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah. That was back before like ad hoc design in its current form. That was your ad hoc design when we did the individual ones.
Ah, I love that.
Hmm?
Okay.
Hmm.
Damn, I didn't realize this was my unintentional brainchild. Okay.
So yeah, we have
Well, hey.
we have some Genesis going right here. Like my goodness.
Huh. All right. Well,
So it looks like the prevailing theme starts with Gods with Guns as the main title.
Yep.
Which cool. That's great. And then we just slap the subtitle. They just keep rolling here. No real pattern. Hell, we could leave Primer as a subtitle on its own. That would be kind of funny, actually.
Ooh. Okay. So
All right.
which number is this in the actual canon?
Let's see. This would be number 5. Good pun, by
Damn.
the way. Are we
I have an
behind
idea
by a
for next
couple?
time.
I mean, we can jump forward. We did part 3.5 as like part 2. So like we don't have to follow numerology here.
Well, like we don't necessarily need to use this, but I do want to make a pun about a 6-shooter at some point.
Okay. All right.
At some point. Bullet point.
I get it.
Yep. When it's the actual 6th game, when we decide that whatever game we make is the 6th game, we'll use it.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good. Oh, okay. Going off of that, bullet point time. Is that too stupid? That might be too stupid.
We'll save that. We'll save bullet point for some other time.
Okay. Haha.
Okay. Because I like bullet time.
Bullet time's great. I mean, like, as it stands right now, this sounds all right. Okay, so Gods with Guns, Lady Gwendolyn teaches, Primer, bullet time. That's kind of just stupid enough, honestly.
Sold.
Yeah, we good with that?
I'm good with that.
All right.
Why the hell not?
I'm going to look up the different spellings of Lady Gwendolyn, because I feel like my spelling is not good.
The one that I'm most familiar with is like GWYNDOLYN or something like that.
Oh, see, I see that with Ian as the first one, Lady Gwen.
Oh, interesting.
Dylan.
Okay.
Because I thought it was 2 Y's as well. Like, that's what I was shooting for.
Ah.
Guinevere, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that might be better.
Well, what's up?
Guinevere.
Guinevere. That's really good.
I love that.
Okay. Guinevere. Let me see how that's actually spelled. Oh, there's no second I. Okay.
Ooh.
Guinevere.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we may need to do that.
Yep, that's sold right there.
Oh,
What, have
what
we
good
done?
happenstance.
Guinevere. That's easier to spell than Gwendolyn, anyways. Okay, Gods with Guns, Lady Guinevere teaches, primer, bullet time.
I love it.
All right, I'm into it. Number 5 in the Gun Gods series is teaching about how to deconstruct gods.
As you do.
Like, how else would you know? Right? You need to learn. Everybody needs to learn.
And who better than Lady Guinevere?
Lady Guinevere. Excellent. All right. I am satisfied with this design.
Likewise.
Very good. Wow. All right.
The mythical next roll, should we never have chosen it, would have been interesting, but not quite this good. It would have been the genre Battle Royale with the rule Death is Good.
Mhm.
The setting Lovecraftian, which of course goes really well with that rule, and the theme Reality is a Dream, which honestly, that all really goes well with each other. But no, we have Guinevere, and that's just fine.
Yeah, it's all downhill from Guinevere. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, as well we wouldn't have, because this is beyond roll 3, so we can't do it.
Truth.
All right, cool. Well, that brings us to the end of round 126 then for insert credits. I don't think we can follow Guinevere with anything else. Like, there is nothing more that needs to be added. Oh my goodness. We've done it again. Somehow. Well, thank you very much for joining us, everyone. I am Mr. Bond.
And I'm Tormod.
We'll leave you with our typical closing track, a remix from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, entitled Force Through the Trees by Shay's Violin. Good night, everybody.
Ciao.